Method Black's ideal position is around that big rectangular pillar right there in the middle to kind of run circles around it. So those are the three main spots. And also, if you're a Mistweaver, if you go up on that stair right there, and you can actually use your Transcendence and go into the room, and here we go.
Mugimpala for the second time of the year. The Long Boys, they are watching, and we can see what they see right now. It's just going to be Drainer and Nerd Rage going to be hanging out in that room with Cervantes as well. And Sid, this is the strategy that we like to play.
I mean, that room is definitely good defense and good cover against ranged classes, so it is not surprising to see them want to battle it out in the room. And this is why it's a bit of a stalemate in terms of the compositions that both sides have brought. The casters want to play in open field, the melee want to play in close quarters, and this map has both of those options available, so neither team really wants to give up that advantage, and you really have to assess who has the upper hand in dampening. I think if Drainer has mana in dampening, this benefits their team more to wait.
I love Chaz's little recon mission there. He goes down in cat form, he goes, yep, they're still in the room. He runs back to his team, nice and safe, gets a little drink. Now we can see Raikou, he's going to drop that orb inside, try to harass them, push them out, but there are plenty of corners to chill in here.
It's a very big room.
It's a big room. It really is.
It's a big room, but also a very small room, so yeah, really Method Black, they don't want to be
confusing me, Ben.
The room of necessity, that's what it is.
Yep, it's everything you want it to be, and this arena really is sectioned
That's how I
off.
feel about you, Ven.
Oh, thank you. This arena is sectioned off into basically multiple arenas, and it looks like, I feel like the Pumpers potentially getting, I don't know, sometimes we see teams do this, where at the beginning of the game, they'll sit back, they'll do nothing, they'll wait, and then they get bored or impatient. I don't know which one it is, and they'll try to push in, but I feel like the Pumpers, if this is their game plan, where they want to wait for dampening, they just need to be patient with it, force Method Black to sort of push in, or just wait for the game to go to dampening and see exactly what happens. I don't know who has the lead. I think for the Pumpers, if we do get deep enough into dampening, all of a sudden Raikou with his Frozen Orb and Blizzard will be able to punish them quite a bit, but that also leaves Method Black susceptible to an easy all-in on Chaz or potentially Swapsy.
So there's something that I've always wanted to do on this map, and I've never had the opportunity until right now, because usually I'm getting carried super hard by Sid. I've always been curious how many dinosaurs there actually are here. Are there 2 Long Boys, or are there 3? How many pterodactyls are there? Spoon, if you can kind of move that, maybe we're on Vanguard's POV right now. Major shout out to all of the guys in the back. Our spectators do a fantastic job. I see 2 Long Boys.
I think there's 4.
Are there 4?
I think there's 4.
I'm really bad at math. I can't even count, apparently.
1, 2 on our screen, and then I think they're paralleled on the opposite side, so there's 4.
Drainer.
Oh no, there's only 3.
That's a nice.
Wait, no, there's 4.
There's 4.
There's 4.
There's 4. And then I think there are 2 Petries, too.
There's 1, 2, yep, so 4 dinosaurs on this
2
map.
pterodactyls.
The pterodactyls, 2 of them.
4 Long Boys.
Drainer's just dancing in
I think
the
they
corner.
brought their autograph books. They want it. Well, they want someone to sign it, but everyone's just ignoring them.
All right, well.
Well, I guess this
The pterodactyl doesn't like this strat.
We need the ogre. Where's the ogre?
Yeah.
Just yelling, screaming at you.
For now, this, I guess, comes down to theory. What's going to happen in dampening? Who does the Pumpers, who is their best option if they're going to try to stall out the game until healing is reduced? What is their all-in target? Certainly not Raikou.
Yeah, not Raikou. Swapsy or Chaz for sure should be the all-in target. The problem with Chaz is that if he doesn't go down in the stun lock, then he can blink away, and it's very unlikely that you actually connect the Chaz without investing your death grip. So that means that Chaz will just blink away and actually get away and survive. If you go after Swapsy, well, he doesn't need to die in the stun, but he has the Thunderstorm as well. He doesn't have, a blink in the same sense as Chaz does, but Swapsy can still get away with that Ghost Wolf. But then you have to rely on doing a whole bunch of damage in the stun and then kind of killing him with ranged abilities before he gets away out of your range. Now, Raikou is just not going to be a target at all if you wait for deep dampening, because he can just simply ice block on high HP, trinket, double blink. He has the most amount of mobility, and the story really is all about the mobility here. Now, I think Chaz is the best target because you can just kind of grip him in, get the triple maledict combo, and then after that you can just chase him down with Drainer's damage and Nerd Ridge's damage. Cervantes doesn't necessarily need to connect there with his actual melee abilities. He can kind of just be afar, spam out the chains, spam out the death coils, and still contribute that way with his pet as well. So I think Chaz for sure should be the target, but Swapsy could also be the target. It all depends on positioning. Chaz though needs to be aware of this and just be outranging Cervantes' death grip at all costs, because if he does get gripped in and fall behind, it's super difficult for him to recover. It's also super difficult for Swapsy and Raikou to counter pressure in that scenario.
What do we think the critical mass is? I mean, we just have
when do they start fighting?
Yeah, when do we start fighting? I mean, for the Pumpers, this is match point. If they win this, they win the entire tournament. So very important. They're trying to secure as many points as possible. So if they feel like their best opportunity, wait for that all in. They're just taking advantage of the map the best they can. You really can't blame them. Method Black, they're going to be looking to drag them in the open.
I'd wait till like 70%, right? You go full on.
Are we breaking records?
I don't even. Well, you don't really need
no.
to. You don't really need to do that, right? I don't think you gain anything extra.
They should
from that.
just because they can.
Yeah, but I don't know if they
maybe,
win with that.
Yeah,
I don't think
it could
they
go.
win.
It could go the opposite way, just because of Lightning Lasso, right? Like Lightning Lasso is super scary. Lightning Lasso, you get your Maledict in, and all of a sudden it's just wham bam, thank you ma'am. We're going to a game number 7. I do think the Pumpers can go pretty deep into dampening, and their push will be able to handle it. You trade out different things like the anti-magic shell. You can handle a lot of that pressure that's going in. You have the AMZ to keep Nerd Rage safe as well. But I do think you want to go to the critical mass. And oh, never mind. I thought that was Bonsomdi. I was like, I didn't know he was here.
I thought that was a dinosaur.
I love Bonsomdi, dude. He's
I
so
thought that
cool.
was the 7th dinosaur.
Bonsomdi roasted me when I died in a World Quest. I don't like him very much anymore.
Yeah, me too.
See, I would never let you die in a World Quest. As much as you have my back in arenas, I could have you in World Quests and LFR, man. I got you.
Somebody is like Rich. He just roasts me for not ice blocking in that one tournament years ago.
I am the low of the roast. I am the low of the roast. I'm the low of all tournaments past. But
So if we do hit about 60-70% dampening, I actually think Method Black should push into that room with the Raikou leading the charge, kind of being the damage sponge, as we can see right here. The problem with what he's doing right now is that the Blizzard is easily avoidable due to how big the room is, and if he goes any further, then Cervantes can just dip out to the starting room or the entrance of the room and just kind of grip Raikou in. Drainer can lock the door with the Ring of Peace, and then all of a sudden, Raikou is going to be costing his team a lot of cooldowns. So
yeah,
it's kind of scary. I want to see Raikou lead the charge when dampening it actually is high enough for his team to kind of capitalize on the fact that they're going to be investing their damage onto Raikou.
Z, that's really intelligent. I mean, one of the things that is nice about being in this room, if you are a monk, you can say, Mom, Dad, it's my room, lock him out, close the door, Ring of Peace. But luckily for us, we do not have to think here. We have the advantage with a slower paced game that we can ask chat. Chat together has a combined rating of probably 4,000, 10,000. You think higher?
You don't want to mock Twitch chat.
I'm not mocking. I'm
you
not
don't
mocking.
want to mock.
I'm not mocking. Oh, here we go.
Oh, PvP is happening.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be moving in, just waiting to around 20% dampening. Raikou gets caught into the asphyxiate stun. Nice Ring of Peace as well from Drainer, but Raikou's easily able to escape. But the Pumpers, they're looking to push through. Are they going to be able to take Raikou down? They did manage to get the Iron Bark from Chaz. I think Raikou should be able to survive here, but this is a good offensive push. Temporal Shield also used Nerd Rage, Double Fear, onto Swapsy, onto Chaz. Swapsy has to Trinket out to get the Tremor Totem he needs, and now the Pumper's in a good spot. Raikou, 20% dampening, no Temporal Shield, no Iron Bark, no nothing. If they can instantly get out this first Ice Block, things are going to be looking good for the Pumpers.
It's match point here. We're in the grand finals. Even though it was a slow start, there's still everything on the line right now for Method Black. If the Pumpers just take victory here, they're going to close it out 4-2. Although currently Drainer in crowd control and Nerd Rage under fire. Cervantes makes the trade during that critical moment to stabilize Nerd Rage's health, but because the teams have waited to 23% dampening, recovering is not going to be a simple and straightforward task. Crowd control is still raining down. Definitely Method Black have the positional advantage here on the open side of this rectangle pillar, and the thing is the Pumpers can't really dictate where the fight goes. That's why we saw that stalemate for so long, but if we keep fighting out here in the open, this is Method Black's game.
Yeah, this is really good positioning for Method Black. The Pumpers really have nowhere to run and hide. Nerd Rage tried to escape, but Swapsy chased him him down, forcing out the Life Cocoon. Die by the sword, still available for Nerd Rage if he needs it. He has his trinket as well, trying to push through onto Raikou. Raikou is still having his temporal shield. They have to start working through some of those defensives. Chaz is burning out of mana. This might have been the tactic that the Pumpers wanted. Chaz is going to have to use a lot more mana to keep their team alive in this fight. Drainer's still doing quite healthy. There's a full Cyclone onto Nerd Rage. If there's any follow-up crowd control onto Drainer, they might be able to capitalize on that. Raikou looking for an Ebon Bolt, finding huge damage onto Nerd Rage, who is forced to retreat.
Yeah, he is forced to retreat. Nerd Rage down at half health. Drainer still locked in crowd control. Method Black have had complete control of this fight. Now, I would say start to finish, but there wasn't much control for the first 5 minutes. But now they have full control of the pace of this match. Chaz has burned down about half mana, so there is that lead. Every time they put Drainer on polymorph diminishing return, such as this Hex, he then looks to Wave the Crane while he's still on a diminishing return, just such as this, and it's a good opportunity to try and push. I don't like that they're kiting up to the top balcony. That's a much better position for the Pumpers. Method Black still on match point. The Pumpers finally coordinating together to get that ice block out of the way.
Yeah, Raikou still no temporal shield, no Iron Bark. They can make the final push. They might be able to kill him on Hypothermia. Chaz trying to escape, looking for the regrow spam onto Nerd Rage to keep him alive. Or sorry, onto Raikou to keep him alive. Nerd Rage dipping down low. Drainer activates the Life Cocoon. They want to stay offensive in this moment. Raikou still, he has his Cold Snap available. I think he just wants to hold on to it. And sometimes you'll see Frostmane do this. They wait for the Cold Snap so they have access to 2 Frost Novas as well as 2 Ice Barriers, which can be very important to stay alive.
Yeah, definitely, but we see crowd control initiation. It's match point here, ladies and gentlemen, between the Pumpers, the newcomers, the regained power roster. Dark Simulated Crayons have nagged Cervantes a polymorph, but even off the back of a full duration polymorph, they are unable to connect. Raikou's kiting is too strong. He was able to avoid damage throughout the time, but now they make a swap to the healer. Is Chaz going to fall here in what could be the final moments of the tournament? Drainer uses his trinkets aggressively to go after the enemy team with Way of the Crane. His team can't connect. This has to be a mistake on Drainer's part.
Full Cyclone on Drainer. Nerd Rage still in a lot of trouble. Die by the sword trying to redirect some of this damage. Deflected. Chaz now into a polymorph. Nice steal there by Cervantes. Drainer doesn't really connect much healing on Nerd Rage. He has to play catch up. He gets Wind Shear. And this is a susceptibility up the Mistweaver Monk as Nerd Rage dips lower and lower, trying to escape with that Life Cocoon. The crowd control has not ended on Drainer. He has to reconnect to Nerd Rage with Swapsy. Trying to keep this pressure up. Nerd Rage still low, might be able to survive. Raikou trying to get in line of sight to find that kill onto him, but unfortunately with the positioning, I think Nerd Rage will be able to survive, but this is such a scary moment. 43% dampening. I don't think Nerd Rage is going to top off.
I mean, he's probably not going to. They've got one more Way of the Crane, but Raikou still has an ice block. So what do you do if you're the Pumpers? You have to kill Chaz, and you have to kill him while you're under fire from a Frost Mage and an Ellie. They did manage to snag a polymorph, but Cervantes is just on a solo mission. Maybe kill the Water Elemental, try and get a victory rush from the Warriors so he can heal himself, but it's just not, he's not going to go back to full health at 46% dampening. Both healers, but this is the Way of the Crane push, but they left Nerd Rage behind. Nerd Rage is just chilling it back at the corner while Drainer goes on a solo mission and then gets hexed on the Way of the Crane. These last 2 Way of the Cranes have definitely not been high value for Drainer, but finally connecting here onto Raikou. Thunderstorm denies it. Ring of Peace trying to pin him. Oh, so unfortunate. If that Ring of Peace had knocked Raikou downstairs, maybe it's still going to be an ice block. It might not matter, but Swapsy can carry the team here. It's match point. Swapsy has to dish out all the damage to close this match out while Raikou is under fire. They're out in the open field in the corner. This is perfect for Swapsy to try and close. Do they have enough damage to take down Nerd Rage before Raikou falls? Raikou trying to kite, but now he dragged them on top of his healer. He's susceptible to interrupts. Perfect pummel by Nerd Rage, but now caught in a lightning lasso. Swapsy line of sights, but Cervantes backs him up for at least a couple more seconds. A race against the temporal shield. Anti-magic zone protects Nerd Rage just a little bit longer, but now a full hex. Maybe it doesn't matter. Raikou can't get healed anymore at 52% dampening. Raikou gets gripped back into the fight. It's a race to the finish. They get the second block, but they've only got 30% HP remaining. Earthshock connects. Swapsy can still carry. It's still on match point. Everything rides on him.
Yep, Cervantes into a full polymorph. That solo mission will end, and Chaz actually sat down for a drink. Nerd Rage in so much trouble. Not going to be wanting to move in. Lightning Lasso from Swapsy might be able to take him down. Life Cocoon, the last line of defense for Drainer. The Pumpers trying to close out this series. Raikou doesn't have an ice block left for so long. If Nerd Rage can reconnect, they might have an opportunity. A small moment in the game where they can actually win, but Nerd Rage forced to retreat. Beautiful Thunderstorm there by Swapsy, and now Cervantes, he's been left all alone.
Yeah, what is he going to do? Cervantes is trying. It's basically Cervantes has to carry the pumpers, and then Swapsy has to carry Method Black. If Cervantes can get enough damage out here, perhaps they just take the whole tournament, but he's under fire. He has no cooldowns left. Drainer is so low on mana, and I think that Method Black are going to take this to a Game 7. One more wave of the crane, one more chance to get a kill, one more chance to be the champions. Can the pumpers do it here? Dampening is at critical mass. Chaz is totally tapped by Raikou to take it out. The pumpers are your cup number 3 champions.
Absolutely crazy series as well, and there were so many times where, you know, the pumpers are down by that giant rectangle. It looks like they're going to just be destroyed there. They get up to the top portion of it. I really want to take a moment to appreciate Mugamala. Obviously, you had them play very slow at the beginning. They stay in that starting room, but once they start